if you've been around the marketing space for a while, you've probably heard of this question over here before, right? So if you want to start a business online, you want to create something, all you need to do really is just to find out what you're really good at, right? And then sell it, make a product out of it, make a service out of it. But the question is, how do you actually do that? This is actually well-meaning advice. So there are really two groups of people who really benefit from this piece of coaching advice I'm going to share with you today. So the two groups of people, right, there'll be people who are, first of all, they are experts already. Okay, so if you're already an expert, you have a certain expertise, you have a certain experience in what you have to offer. You want to create a new income source from that. Okay, so this is something for those of you who are in that space. Or you could be someone, you are currently not very happy where you are right now, who you're not happy with your current situation, and you want to create a new income source that is both enjoyable and profitable. So these will be the two groups of people that this piece of advice will be very helpful for, right? So this is the answer that we're talking about, is how do we actually find out what you're good at? This because I hear this advice all the time, but the how is a big thing that no one actually goes into in depth about. So it is a very nice advice to just throw out there, but it's very easy to I forget about it. It sounds good, but I don't take actual action on it. So here's how you can do it. All right. So the way I teach it, the way I share with different people, right, is you want to do this thing called you want to use this thing called a treasure. So the reason why I say treasure is every single one of you is like a piece of treasure. You have expertise, you have knowledge, but you've buried it somewhere. Okay, it's like a piece of treasure, right? A treasure is usually buried, is usually hidden, is usually somewhere that is obscure, that's forgotten. And then you need to go on a bit of a journey. You need to actually go dig it out. You actually need to do some searching, right? You need to spend time. You need to spend some effort to actually dig that treasure out. So that's pretty much like what I'm trying to position you. So every one of you are a wealth of experience. There's a lot of knowledge and everything that's already inside you. So we need to kind of dig that out, right? We need to dig that out. So how do we do that? The way we do it, the way we do it is actually we go through this chest. I create some chests over here. Okay. So the chest, the first thing I will do over here is what we call here is titles. Okay, I'm just going to label everything out here and I'm going to explain it bit by bit. Okay, so these are the four things we're going to talking about. So you want to write your titles, you want to write your wins, your losses, and the teachers. Why do we have this for? So when you're creating this treasure document, right? This treasure document, it's really for you. Okay, this is no one is going to read this document except for you. So this is kind of like literally a treasure chest, a one view treasure chest for you to find out what it is that you are good at. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is through this document, we're going to find out certain patterns. We're going to find out what are the things you've done before. But when you're creating this document, don't judge, just record. Put every single thing they can think of into this document. All right, so everything, put in the good stuff and the bad stuff, because in life we don't just learn from the good, we also learn from the bad. Everything that's happened in between, we just throw it all in. Whatever you can put it in. For the titles, what does this mean? Your titles will mean the labels, the nicknames that you have. So you're putting in all the different things. So like even the most simplest things, like for example, you're a father, you're a mother, you're a cat daddy, you're a father, whatever, right? You have 4 kids, whatever. For example, I even put in like I'm an uncle, right? So stuff like this, even all the different titles, the labels, the nicknames, throw it inside here. Accomplishments, you're filling in your good experiences. You're also filling in the results from your hobbies. Now that's very important because we want to find what is it you have done over a period of time. Okay, you want to see the results that have come out from that. Because usually we kind of forget what we have done, right? But the results from that, like for example, some people have actually said, you organize a great home party, you organize a great meeting, a great event whatsoever. These are stuff that you thought, these are even wins, small little stuff that people might just, it's a small thing, but put it in, because these could just give you a clue on what you're very, very good at and what you can actually use to sell and package and teach to other people. So the losses that you're gonna be putting inside here will be the failures, the not so good experiences, and even for the near misses. When you put the information like this over here inside this document, it will tell you, in fact, for many people, when you do this exercise over here, it might remind you of some painful experiences, but you've learned something from it. You've come out already. You are where you are today because you already come out from some bad experiences. So fill that in as well. Again, this document is only for you, so you don't have to judge it. It might be painful, but it's good for you to write it in, because if you've come out from a bad experience, you can learn something from it. You can extract the lessons from it and apply to your life of what not to do in the future, for example. And then the last part over here, you want to talk about your teachers. Okay, you're talking about the people who have impacted you. You're talking about the people who have taught you stuff. Okay, and what are the lessons you learn from different industries and your competitors whatsoever. So fill it all in. After you've done this this treasure exercise over here, the next part you want to do is, like I was talking a little bit earlier, right? But we are looking for this thing called treasure. Now, as you open up that treasure chest, okay, these 4 things over here will be the treasure compartment, so to speak. When you open up the treasure chest, every little piece inside there has a certain amount of value. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you want to validate. This is a very crucial piece. I wouldn't even say a piece. It is a very crucial step that you need to do, because a lot of well-meaning people, they create products, they create programs, they create something, and they don't actually do this very important crucial step of validating. And because when they don't validate, what will happen is that they are literally creating a product to really self-serve. You might put it a different way, but it's very much a self-serving thing when they don't validate whether people do they want it. So do the work of validating your idea of whether people are willing to pay for it. Okay, so how can you validate this? There's a few things you can do. You can search, you can use this thing called Google Trends. Okay, find out if there's a particular trend that people are willing to, that whatever you have to offer, that you're thinking of offering, is there a trend? Is there an uptrend? Is there ongoing life? Is there on life? There's life in it, right? Second thing you want to check is there competition. Okay, so there's this red ocean, blue ocean. You want to check whether there is competition. Is there anyone who is selling what you already have? So you do want to make sure there's competition, because that means it's an active marketplace, right? So other than that, you also want to check if there are ads. Now, if there's a business, there's ongoing stuff, there's no ads in it, might be a bit risky, because usually if there's people will spend money on ads because you can make money from that, otherwise they won't keep the ad running. So you want to check whether there are ads, and of course, as I was saying a little bit earlier, you want to check whether there are active programs. Are there existing gurus? Are there existing experts selling what you're intending to sell? Okay, so are there people in that space who are actively doing it and have been doing it for a while, right? Now, these are for those who are planning to start something new. But for those who have a business for a while, this is what you do. You actually want to survey your existing customers. Find out what it is that, why they came in with you, for example, all right? And then you've got a certain idea, whatever, ask them, is it something that they might want to check out, all right? So this is a very good way to validate an idea, all right? So, and also you can do market research, okay? You want to do market research, okay, to check whether there's actually an actual pain point that people are not able to verbalize, right? So so if you're clear on this, all right, and you have done this very simple step of validating, all right, let me just pick up this word over here. Okay, you've done this very simple step of validating, all right, of checking on the trends, checking whether there's competition, checking whether there are ads, checking whether there are active people who are actively selling it. You're doing a survey, okay, you're doing market research. You do all these steps, okay, then it will tell you whether should you pursue. Now, you could pursue out of passion and everything, but if there isn't a market there, you might hit into you could hit into failures way earlier than you thought, and all the effort you put inside there, it will just lead to that. So we want to avoid that, okay? And I hope that you've gained some benefits from this sharing. Now, if you want to find out more about it, okay, of course, I have a free group that you can check out over here at significantstrategy.com. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will be able to interact with you. So that's it for this short training video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If anything, again, feel free to leave any comments below, and I will chat with you again. All right, see you, God bless, and have a good night.